Good afternoon, TGIF. I'm at STR Raceway and I'm all alone. Alright, so there was a request that maybe I make a video of what to do or what my process is when there's a big race and what do I do to dial in my cars. Alright, so that's what I'll discuss today. So we do have a big race this 1 week from now, our summer shootout. And tip number one is do not set up during race day. I mean, try to set up your cars ahead of time. Like today, I'm all alone and I'm trying to dial in my cars already so that when the big race comes, we can just show up and more or less just focus on learning or driving the car and getting used to the feel of the car without really chasing the setup. But if you don't have time and you just show up on race day, let me share with you what I did today. All right, so first thing is I have two cars. I brought the Awesomatix. I think this is one of the standard in terms of performance, very low CG, very advanced design. And then this is the older X-Ray T for 2018, but in order to keep up with the newer designs, I modified it. Again, my inboard shocks to put the weight in between the wheels. The reason I do this is so that there's a less weight here and it's a pendulum effect. Makes the car sluggish. One moment. It tends to over-rotate, in my opinion. But putting the shocks here make the rear more stable. Makes the car turn better. And I just like it. I've done it to many of my cars. It just feels so much better. No roll bar, it doesn't make a difference to me on the rear. I want traction on the rear. Roll bar takes away side grip anyways. Alright, so first thing is I ran this car. It was very stable, so I can feel I can put power everywhere and it will not do anything weird. It's very planted, very stable. This one, when I first put it down, so this is the first time I tested it with this modification. It felt it had more steering, but yeah, the rear was a little twitchy, especially on power exit. It tended to break loose too much, so it's hard to put the power down at the exit, and that is losing me time. So what did I do? First thing is I stiffened up the rear flex. Well, basically, if you make the rear stiffer in flex, per the manual of X-Ray, it's going to make the rear more stable. So what I did was I put the two screws here. I added two screws to the rear motor mount. And it was still twitchy, not good enough. So I then added these two screws here and put a 1 mm spacer here. And that really helped a lot. It calmed the rear down. I can put the power on exit. But it was still not perfect. And so I changed the front first, actually. I made the front... I changed the front spring from a progressive 2.5, 2.8, I think, to a 2.9 linear. The reason why is I just tried it, and linear springs make your car more reactive, I believe, but a little harder to drive. But it depends. So I found the linear spring actually made my car more precise and easier to drive than the progressive spring. It helped calm the rear down on exit. I don't know why, but it did. Then I also changed the rear from a progressive, I think it was 2.5 to 2.9, and I put a linear 2.9 spring. And then that was perfect. To me, the car felt very good. I can push it, I can put the power down on exit, and it would no longer break the rear end free. It would rotate very well. And actually, I couldn't figure out what to do anymore with the car in terms of setting up. I guess it's more of the driver learning how the car moves and trying to drive it faster and faster the way it's set up. But I do like the balance already. Uh, I tried one last thing, so it felt okay to me. So I'm ready to stop tuning this today. Uh, I changed the hex from 5 to a narrower 4.5, so it made the car a little narrower. It's supposedly going to make it more precise, maybe flow through the corner better, more nimble. But when I tried it on the track, the rear started to become twitchy again. It felt nimbler, it felt more agile in the corners, but I could not push the car as hard, so I was making more mistakes. It it wasn't following the way it was with the 5 hex. So I'm going to put back the 5 hex. It was more stable, made the car really nicely balanced. The 4.5 is not working for this setup I have. Now, one thing I did to try to make this old car as fast as the new car, I made it really wide. So I made it wider here in the hubs. I made it as wide as I can, +1 here outwards. My roll centers are still the middle. So this is as wide as I can make the car, and then plus the 5 hubs really make it wide. I think as wide as the Mugens and the newer cars. The newer cars are very wide, I noticed. So it's more stable, more side grip, easier to drive. So that's what I did for this. I also changed the gear, the spur and pinion, so that the motor will move as much forward as I can. So make this as big and make this as big as you can to maintain the correct ratio, and this will move the motor forward, and that will help in making a good rotation. And what else? Shock oil also a little. The older shock was 4-hole 1.2 hole. This one is 4-hole 1.1, which is the kit setup, and actually I felt the kit seems better, so I'm going to go back to the kit setup. And that's it. I'm not going to touch this car until the big race. It feels good. The diff is 5K oil. Shock oil is 350. Springs 2.9 all around. And if you notice, I used a Sakura arm so that I can mount the shock in the right position. I also had to make a hole here to make the shock more upright. So the angle of this and the angle of this is almost the same. I think this is 3 degrees more inclined than this, but close enough. And I think that gives it a good balance. Yeah, and so I'm happy today. Finally, I think this is a much better car than what my daughter was trying to drive in the past 2 months. Finally, I have a setup for our new layout, our new track, our new grip levels. I'm happy. All right. So that's what I did in terms of changing things to dial in my car. I no longer played with the... I used the standard kit camber link and just whatever I felt was a good spacer here. Yeah, and it's now good. All right. So now I'm going to focus on the Awesomatix. Try to see if I can also dial it in better. It's not as good as this one right now, but it is pretty nice to drive. But I think this is now better than this, but maybe I can make this better than this. And so that's my preparation for a big race. I really have a few cars. I also have a TB04 for the modified class. So this is all for the modified class. And yeah, I test a lot of cars tune each one, and then which one is the one that's fastest to my driver, that's the one she will race with. Yep, so that's what I do. But if you have just one car, the biggest effect for me is adjust the flex, because it's the easiest way. So if your rear is sliding, make the rear flex stiffer. If it doesn't rotate enough, put more rear flex. That's it. I think that already makes a big difference. You can play with the hex width and so on, and the body and tires, of course, and the gold traction compound. All right, so I'll be here. I'll be here all alone. Yeah, I don't think anyone plays on Fridays, so I'll be here around till 6 p.m. So I have about 6 hours to go. Yeah, hopefully my driver appreciates. So the new radio, just an update, feels good. Car now feels fast in the tight corner chicanes, switchbacks. This is still good, honestly, but yeah, this feels it gives more steering, faster steering. And what else? Just a small charger, ISDT, and this is my stuff. This is my setup. This is our pit bag that we sell. Tires in the plastic containers to keep it from drying out. Yeah. All right. So I hope this video helps, and wish us luck. Wish my driver Porsche luck in our big on-road touring car race next Saturday. All right. Body is still the old Protoform Type S. We were using the Extreme, but I made the mounting holes neutral, so it's not enough steering. I'm waiting for the new body to come where I can mount it forward for more steering. But I like the feel of the Type S. It's still good for us. All right. Very hot. Cheers.